Hey guys, it is Nick here with another Nick's Topics Dragon Ball What If topic video for today, and today we are getting into part 9 of my first Dragon Ball What If topic on this channel, and that What If topic is, what if Hercule / Mr. Satan was a Z fighter? Now, if you guys don't know Hercule and haven't watched my last parts, Hercule was the original world martial arts champion that went into the Satan Dojo in the early days of Dragon Ball, and is the character you may know from the original. But what if he was stronger like Goku in them? Well, you see, I placed Hercule instead of going to the Satan Dojo, traveling along with Goku and Bulma on their way to get the Dragon Balls, and becoming lifelong friends with Goku, and mastering all of his techniques, the dynamite kick, the rolling Hercule punch, and the Ultra Megaton punch much more successfully, and even picking up Yamcha's trademark move, the Wolf Fang Fist. Also, after realizing that everything except maybe his dynamite kick didn't work on Staff Officer Black, he would then go on to ask Goku to teach him the Kamehameha, effectively being his first energy-based attack. And on Earth, at this point in the story, Hercule and Goku are the two strongest on Earth. We know they're not the strongest in general, as of now, but they definitely are not two people you want to mess with. Also, in the days of the 22nd World Martial Arts Tournament, Hercule actually gets to meet and talk to Miguel, so Videl is still born in this scenario. Except, since Hercule's been around the Z Fighters and Goku, she's going to be hanging around, so her and Gohan are going to have an early relationship, but I'll save that for the future. Anyway, to shortly recap the events of the last episode, Raditz made his appearance to Earth, and the shock of Goku being a Saiyan, an alien, Hercule is definitely taken aback by this, a lot. Raditz then kidnaps Gohan in the typical fashion, but instead of Goku and Piccolo, we have the team-up between Goku and Hercule. And since these two have known each other since they were young, this team-up is much more successful. Goku and Hercule crafting up some pretty good ideas about how to beat Raditz, even outmanning him. Goku grabbing onto his tail, and Hercule doing an ultimate dynamite kick, finishing off Raditz after they literally outman him in every way, even being more crafty than him. Raditz then gives the spiel that Vegeta and Nappa will come to Earth in 1 year's time to avenge him. Now, I said that Vegeta and Nappa would still probably go to Earth, even though they didn't hear anything about the Dragon Balls, because I feel like with them knowing about, Kakarot being stronger than Raditz and being able to beat him, I still think that they would take that interest and go to Earth. Anyway, I also said that the training with King Kai would still happen. Now, a lot of you who watch this are probably going to call BS on that because Goku never died, but I'm going to explain a little bit on that. You see, I feel that Kami would sense that with the revelation of two Saiyans even stronger than Raditz coming, he knows that whatever training they get here won't be enough to defeat the Saiyans. So I feel like he would get in touch with King Yama to ask if even just Goku and Hercule can go train with King Kai. I feel like King Yama would oblige by this, knowing how much the two are good friends and knowing how much they've done for the Earth. So, Goku and Hercule would then go on to King Yama's place and travel the million-mile Snake Way, ultimately getting there a lot sooner, even though there's two of them, because they've had more successful training. I feel like with two of them, it's going to be a lot faster for them to get to Earth. Or Snake Way, or King Kai's planet, I mean. Messed up there. Anyway, what are we going to do about Kid Gohan, you might ask? Well, he is still going to get training. He's not going to King Kai's because he's far too young. but I feel with enough convincing from Chi-Chi for Goku and Hercule, them trying to convince her, I feel that Gohan would still get training here, but it would be like with the Earthlings at Kami's place. So, that means that Goku and Hercule are both going to learn the Kaioken together. And, by the way, this is a photo collage picture that I edited. I hope you guys like it. It's a recent app that I got to, like, better explain my scenarios. Anyway, they get back to Earth in time just before Vegeta and Nappa arrive on Earth, which they do in the typical fashion. Also, with Goku and Hercule, they're going to get much more gains out of King Kai's place than Goku did originally. Anyways, Nappa and Vegeta then arrive on Earth, like I said, in typical fashion. Nappa destroys the city, Vegeta berates him, and that pretty much all goes down per normal. The group and the Saiyans meet, that pretty much all happens, except no Piccolo. So no revelations about Namekian and Dragon Balls and such. But the Cybermen are still hatched, and we get the order in which 6 people will fight against 6 of the Cybermen. So, the first fight, Tien versus the Cybermen, goes pretty much how it did originally, except Tien has he defeats the Cybermen a little bit more easy than he does originally, being stronger than he was. Now, then we get to a change in the Saiyan saga, a noticeable one. Yamcha beats the Cybermen, because he would have definitely been stronger with Hercule around and such, and Goku, and he definitely would be strong enough to take out the Cybermen this time. Then, we get to the next fight, Krillin versus the Cybermen, and I feel that Krillin would defeat the Cybermen here pretty freaking easily. Even in the original Saiyan saga, I feel like this would not be a problem. Then we get to Chaozu versus Cybermen. Yes, Chaozu's still relevant here because he and Tien would still train, because that honestly is a thing that I feel would never really change in Dragon Ball scenarios. Anyway, with Chaozu's a range of like paralysis and like Dodon rays, stuff like that, he would win his fight. Then we get to Cybermen versus Kid Gohan. Now, in the original, Cybermen just punched Gohan and they didn't really fight. But there's going to be changes about this particular encounter. Now, the Cybermen rushes at Gohan, but this Gohan trained with Kami and the Earthlings. He's not as strong as when Piccolo trained him, but he is at least close in a way. He knows how to utilize his power, and he wasn't like... he didn't get that relationship like with Piccolo and such, and he's not like as disciplined, but he is still like good with his power, and he takes out the Cybermen pretty easily, even though he didn't train with Piccolo. Then we get to another thing. The last fight is Videl fighting a Cyberman. Yes, she's actually trained with Gohan and all the Earthlings. I just chose to keep that a secret. And Videl and Gohan over this time have actually become best friends because they actually like each other. Anyway, on to the fight at hand. The Cyberman rushes at Videl, but Videl effortlessly kills the Cybermen with just a single justice kick. So, it's obvious that Videl would be strong enough to take him out. Goku and Hercule are with the team right now, but they've chosen to stay back because they want to see how everybody else's training would go. Now, Hercule would honestly be unsure was whether Videl and Gohan are going to be safe or not, but Goku would trust in them, and Hercule would trust in his daughter too, that she got good training. As to why Videl didn't go to King Kai's, I feel like it would just be a similar thing with even Gohan. They're too young. Anyway, Nappa then steps in the fray, powering up, and then breaking Tien's arm like he does in the original. That wouldn't really change. Goku and Hercule are still watching, but if any of them tried to intervene, similarly to how Krillin tried, Nappa would just use his Blazing Storm and just get them out of the way. But Tien is putting up a better fight here, even though he did get his arm still broken off. He's not strong enough to avoid that, unfortunately. Now, I feel Chaozu would still sacrifice himself here, knowing... Even though he knows everyone else is strong, he doesn't know about Tien. Now, after Tien sees that Chaozu blew himself up, he would then fight Nappa in a blind rage, similarly to how he does, but he would put up a better fight here, so the group wouldn't be as worried just yet, but if they see that Nappa was, ultimately triumphing over him, they would do the same plan that Piccolo thought of in the original to, back him up, see a weakness in him. With Yamcha being the first one to attack right when Nappa charges, Yamcha lands a powerful Wolf Fang kick right on Nappa's chin, with Krillin then teleporting from the sky like he did originally, and delivering a powerful sledgehammer to Nappa's head, and then Videl stepping up from the right angle and attacking Nappa with a powerful justice kick. And this tag team, or triple tag team, is a lot more potent this time than the original. So Nappa's definitely a lot more injured here. And then Tien still does his tri-beam like he does originally for the death of Chaozu, but this time Nappa is much more injured and Tien is a lot more stronger, so he actually lives from this. So as far as everything's gone, Chaozu's been the only one who's died. Now, like I said, Nappa is much more injured here, so that tri-beam is pretty close. He still can fly and manage, but he's definitely severely weakened. Vegeta seeing this and knowing that even Kakarot and the Earthling known as Hercule, the black-haired Earthling, I'm just seeing how Vegeta would refer to him, knowing that they haven't even stepped in, and seeing that the Earthlings are able to do this, he just kills Nappa, knowing that he is not any kind of match. Vegeta then tries his luck, but with Goku and Hercule then stepping in, Vegeta is utterly outnumbered and outmanned. He then tries his trump card and pulls out a power ball, transforming into his Ozaru state. Now, this catches Goku and Hercule's attention in general, because they were able to outman him even in base with all the others, but now they have to actually unleash their Kaiokens. Now, this does surprise Ozaru Vegeta, but it doesn't really make him scared or anything. He knows that they're still not strong enough to beat him. They are enough to, they're not enough to hurt him, but this is a pretty good power-up. Goku, unfortunately, has to pull out Kaioken times 3, even reducing himself to doing Kaioken times 5, because I feel like that would be where King Kai would tell him to hit the limit, because Kaioken times 3, even 4, would be much more potent here with Hercule being with him, but it still wouldn't be enough. They might be able to get a blow in on Ozaru Vegeta, but it's not enough. And Goku has to pull out his trademark Spirit Bomb technique, with Hercule and everybody else trying to distract Vegeta while Goku's charging it up. And I feel like everyone distracting, it would be good enough distraction for Goku to charge up the Spirit Bomb. And he charges it up to full capacity, or what it would be in the Saiyan Saga, and hits Vegeta square on. And this much stronger variation of the Spirit Bomb, with Goku being stronger and all, I don't know how that would affect anything, but I feel like it would be potent enough. It definitely almost kills Vegeta, and he is forced to get his ship and get off the planet. Now, since there's no Piccolo or anything like that, they still want to kill him, but Goku still says that he wants to fight Vegeta on his own one day, and beat him on his own. And I feel like even with Hercule there and everything, they would let him go. And that's the end of the Saiyan arc. But entering into the Namek arc, there's going to be very noticeable changes. For one thing, Frieza doesn't know about the Dragon Balls, because Vegeta and Nappa and Raditz were never told about that. So, when we get into the Frieza arc, or what might be the Frieza arc, it's going to play out a lot differently than it did originally. But that is where we're going to stop for right now. So, what do you guys think of this episode? Do you like how this Saiyan saga ended? What do you think about Hercule learning the Kaioken? And Videl and Gohan becoming best friends, similarly to how Goku and Chi-Chi did. Do you think that they're going to get, like, a relationship or later down the line, much earlier than they did in the Buu saga? What do you think's going to happen to everything else coming along in the story? Leave a comment down below, like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video and want to see more, and I will see you guys next time.